Holy schnitzel! Welcome back to Pokemon Black and White. Today we're headed off into the Celestial Tower, where we'll be doing some investigating of things that are going on here. And I believe I already sprayed a repel, but I did not, apparently. And there are actually a few things that I would like to show off before starting off this episode. Mainly some changes that I did to Iron Giant here. I did do some off-screen battling when I went back through the cave. But I did get him Shadow Punch, which thank you to all of those nice people that left the comments. And also I gave him Bulldoze, which is kind of better than Magnitude. Not really, because I don't know. I just think Magnitude's not very reliable, considering its power varies depending on, you know, whether it's like Magnitude 1 through 10. So I don't know. I just really prefer to have Bulldoze, so it's more reliable and, you know, kind of not wasting all the TMs that we get in this game. I did want to teach someone Frost Breath, but apparently Charlie can't learn it, so I wasn't able to give that TM to him. I don't even know how TMs work. They're like a little CD, and you apparently teach it to your Pokemon. I don't know if they, like, use some kind of machine to implant whatever information was on the CD into their brain, but apparently we need Strength here, and I believe I do have that TM, but apparently I haven't taught it to anyone, and I was pretty sure I had taught it to Vinny, but apparently not. So I guess we're gonna go ahead and do that now. Let's see. Yes, Vinny, you will be learning Strength, because you have the power of the Strength, and I guess I'll get rid of Headbutt, because they're both, like, you know, normal type moves, and I don't know, apparently I thought I had it taught to someone, but apparently not. So if you guys don't have a Pokemon that can learn Strength, you may want to go get an HM Slave or something, because you will need it to proceed on through the Celestial Tower, or at least right there. There is a nice little hidden item right there, Hyper Potion. Not really hidden, but kind of hidden, you know, blocked from your view by this little pillar here, so remember to get that if you want your nice Hyper Potion-ness. But yeah, there's kind of some knockdown pillars and stuff going on here, so let's head up here after using Strength, and we can also get ourselves some Stardust, which I'll probably be selling for monies. You know, not really the Stardust Dragon, but just normal Stardust. Yeah. Anyway, this is the Celestial Tower. There's a few puzzles to do around here. It actually kind of reminds me of the Bell Tower from Heart Gold Soul Silver, how they have like the little jumping puzzles. However, it's not nearly as difficult. It's actually very easy. We get a second shiny stone right there. We already got one before, which is the one that I used to evolve Poncho, but I guess we get a second one, and pretty much to solve it, just take the bottom path, and then you can head up here and back up the spiraling staircase of awesome. And I did give Iron Giant the max, not the max repel, the experience share. And here we've got the gym leader Bryson holding off some Team Plasma Grunts and also Chiren. However, we also need to take care of a few trainers ourselves, so let's go ahead and start off. Apparently these two don't fight us, but I am sure that this guy will. Yes, he does. So we're taking on the Ginger Army today with Team Plasma, and again, I don't know why, but whenever it feels like the game, you know, the emulator game has like some graphical glitches going on there where the background just goes completely white, and I don't know what's up with that, but this guy here is going to have a nice Witchhog, and there's actually a few things that I wanted to talk about today, and I hope I don't forget all of them. I think I've already forgotten a few of them, but I really hope I don't forget any of them. The first one being, you know, Iron Giant. Regarding him, I do realize that a lot of people commented saying that I should get Shadow Punch. I actually had no idea, so thank you to all those people that replied that, and I was able to get Shadow Punch, which is probably its main Ghost-type stab move. Later on, it does get Earthquake to replace its Ground-type stab move, which is right now Bulldoze, but for now it'll just be Bulldoze, and later on we get Earthquake, like I said. But I do want to say something, that is that Golett actually evolves at level 43. However, I may actually be holding off that evolution for a little while, because if I hold it off, it gets Earthquake, like, I think at level 45, as opposed to, like, if I let it evolve at level 43, and then it gets Earthquake at, like, level 50 when it's a Golurk, so I may actually be holding off its evolution, like, 2 or 3 levels, depending. I just checked, but I already forgot, but I believe it is level 45 that it gets Earthquake as a Golett, and then it gets it at level 50 as a Golurk, so I really don't want to risk, you know, not having Earthquake by the Elite Four, so I may just hold off its evolution for a little while, and then, you know, get it Earthquake earlier on. Another thing is it gets Hammer Arm, which does actually get the Iron Fist boost. You know, it's not just moves that have Punch in the name, but I don't know if I want to do that for that one, because I know it gets Hammer Arm at level 60 as a Golurk, which is actually pretty late, and it gets it at level 50 as a Golett, but I'm not sure if I want to actually wait that long, so I don't think I'll be doing that. I'll just be keeping Dynamic Punch around, because anyway, I do have Vinny as my fighting type, and I really don't want to depend on Golett as my fighting type as well, so I really am not that dependent on the hammer arm right now, but I'll probably be waiting until level 45 so that he gets Earthquake a little bit earlier on, and we'll definitely have it by the Elite Four. And I'm pretty sure we'll all be at like level 50s around there for the Elite Four, so everyone will probably be evolved. And yeah, I think that's about it regarding Golett. As for my final team member, you know, a lot of people are like saying it's going to be a flying type, something like that. I will tell you right now, it's probably not going to be a flying type, because what I meant was that I'll actually be teaching Golett Fly, and that might not be very convenient because it doesn't get like stab or anything, but it is a physical move, and it's kind of, you know, Golett is, I think, is more of a physical Pokemon, or, yeah. So I'll be teaching it Fly because it can learn it. I mean, a lot of people are like, what? How can a freaking giant, iron giant that weighs so much actually learn Fly? But the way I see it, it's kind of a spirit trapped in like an iron armor, so, you know, being a spirit, a ghost type, it can't actually like hover around and stuff, so that's kind of the way that I like to think about it. And I actually kind of like this puzzle just because of the way the camera, like, you know, moves around with you. It's pretty amazing. It's amazing just the way it is, and I believe if we go back, we can actually get this item over here, and there's like no hidden items throughout all of this. I'm actually I have my dowsing machine in the bottom screen right now, and really there's nothing showing up. So anyway, there's another Stardusto Drago, and now there is one more item that we can apparently get. However, I am kind of having difficulties getting to it. Never mind, it's right here, and that will be a revive. And I think that's all the items in here. So now we head into the staircase that actually leads nowhere, but apparently does lead somewhere. Whoa, we're just walking right off the edge, but end up over here. Oh man, it's shaking. The Celestial Tower is shaking. Burn, baby, burn! Who even said that? I have no idea who said that, but I kind of think it was N, and that may have been a little corny, but I have no idea. I think it may have been N. Anyway, let's head off over here, and it's Giallo! Some kind of other sage of Team Plasma and such. The other thing that I actually wanted to talk about before I forget is the SOS Brigade. If you guys don't remember the SOS Brigade, it is a forum that started probably around 2 years ago by Spirit of Steel, and, you know, that was basically where I chilled out, like, 2 years ago when I had, like, maybe 2,000 subs, probably less, but that was basically where I got to meet Spirit of Steel and kind of become his friend and stuff on the internets, and, you know, basically, if you guys don't remember, he was kind of the guy that inspired me and, you know, basically sponsored me when I just started off. So if you guys want to check out the SOS Brigade, I've actually revived it with, like, you know, Tharls2, ST, and people like that, the Fable 919. You guys may recognize all of those people, so if you want to, you know, hang around there, there's a few threads where you can talk about Pokemon, talk about Minecraft, talk about kind of anything that you want to talk about, and, you know, if you go on the chat box and such, you know, you may see me, or like I said, Fable 919 or Tharls or any of those cool people, those cool cats, and you can talk to them there. So kind of just a cool opportunity for you guys to get to know some bigger YouTubers if you guys want to start up your own channel. If you want to advertise there, you can also do that. But mainly, it's just a forum where you can just talk to people, you know, get to know new internet friends or something like that. So if you guys want to check that place out, I will leave the link in the description. Please check it out. There's also some Minecraft stuff there if you guys like my Minecraft videos. There's definitely a lot of Pokemon stuff going on there. You can kind of, you know, find battles, find Wi-Fi battles, find Pokemon Online battles, anything you want. I believe there's also, like, some movesets if you guys are interested in that. However, I think Spogon is probably a better option there. There's also some team building sections if you guys just want, like, a Pokemon team. I don't know, it's just kind of everything. So if you guys want to go there, I really recommend you do. I'll probably be posting around there every once in a while, so yeah. And there's also a nice little chat box that you can go on, and there's some people, like, there's actually some people that have stuck around for, like, a very long time, apparently, and I had, like, no idea, because the forum basically died, and we're kind of reviving it now. There's some people, like Pokemon ROM videos, who still hang around there, and Savage Universe, who's apparently been renamed to I Like Dick, and I don't even know if he wants his name changed back, but I'll definitely check that later on, probably. Anyway, we're going up this nice Celestial Tower here, and I think that's about it. Yeah, that was the last trainer out of those 4 Team Plasma Grunts that we had to fight back to back to back to back. And they all just kind of back away because we are too good. And these sages don't ever fight you. I wish they would have made that the sages actually fight you, but they don't actually ever fight you. It's kind of disappointing. But here we are at the top of the tower. And, oh god. Oh baby. Jizz in my pants. So there we had like a glimpse of just like what exactly Black and White brought to the whole graphics of Pokemon. They kind of had like a little animated scene there, like, you know, kind of anime inspired, I would say, but just overall looks pretty damn awesome. And, you know, it's all still pixely, but still looks pretty damn awesome. And this is basically where N catches his Reshiram. If you guys are playing Pokemon Black, you will actually see Zekrom here, and I believe, you know, I'll actually try to get like a random save file off the internet and try to show this off right here. But if you see a cut and you see like the same kind of cutscene but from Pokemon Black, then I'll definitely try to show that off. And yeah, in Pokemon White, N gets the Reshiram, the white Pokemon, and in Pokemon Black, N gets the black Pokemon Zekrom, but you still end up getting the one on the title screen in your respective game, so yeah. Yeah, I believe right there should have been the other cutscene from the other game, and now we're back here, so anyway, if you see ever, you know, they're mentioning Reshiram at all, then, you know, it'll basically be in black, they'll be saying Zekrom, but really not that big of a difference between the two games, or at least not for now. And here's Alder, the champion once again. I don't even know if I mentioned that he was the champion, but if I didn't, then I just pretty much spoiled it. But it was kind of obvious how he always talks about champions, and he himself is a champion. I'm not sure if I mentioned that before, but yeah, I may be going a little bit too fast through this text, so I'm sorry, but yeah. Miss, you are a very kind person. Still, I don't know if other Pokemon will be able to stand up to it, because no matter what, it is a legendary being. And the idea of taking orders from N, but searching for the dragon, the stone, might not be a bad plan. So basically, now we've got to go all over Unova and kind of find this weird stone, and they're telling us that we have to go to the Relic Castle. The Relic Castle, if you guys don't remember, is actually the castle that was back in the Desert Resort. I should probably catch myself just like a random flying type to use as a, you know, HM slave. I don't even know if you actually get to battle Bianca here. I don't think so, though. But yeah, it is in the Desert Resort by Route 4. By Castelia City in the little desert place. That's where we're supposed to go next, so I guess we'll be heading off there after I get a flying type. However, I think I'm going to keep this a short episode, because I really don't want to do all of this, and I still can't get that item because it is all snowy and such, so I guess I'll leave it off right here. Kind of a shorter episode than usual, but I don't know. I don't really want to bore you here. So I'll be catching myself a random flying type off screen, using it as my fly slave until Golett evolves. And that is about it for today, so I'll see you guys next time.